let's talk about Saryn. This is the part 3 of my whole why you need this frame Warframe series. Firstly, just get Saryn. Just get her. Don't be like me who got her really late into the game when she's actually really amazing and really strong. You can use her for quite a lot of things in Warframe. And she is on the rotation right now for Prime Resurgence, so you can farm her easily, or you can buy her for Platinum. She's pretty cheap on the market at the moment. Great. How to play Saryn? Simple. Press 1 and spread your space aids everywhere. Yes, that is correct. Space aids get spread to all your enemies and they slowly start dying. Ah, shit, I really should not talk about aids like that. Space aids, good. Big damage, kill many enemies. Press 2. Molt. Shade your skin like a slithery snake and leave behind a decoy. This is Saryn's survivability and you get speed. We like speed. Press 3. Toxic Lash gives you extra damage, specifically toxin damage, and this is doubled for melees. So pair this with the Serrata and oh boy, you have thick damage. Then you press 4. This is paired with your 1. This gives enemies viral and they take more damage from your 1. Very good. We like this. More damage. If you hit that like button, I'll give you a vacuum thingy that moves around your orbiter. Get that. Just hit it. Thank you. Builds. First build. This do be the Gunbuff Saryn. This build does thick damage, like a lot. Let me explain. Venom Dose, which is an augment which, as it states, spores augment. Hold the cast will grant all allies within 15 meters an additional 100% corrosive damage to their attacks for 40 seconds. Slap on Zarta's Whisper, and then you just basically activate your 1 by holding it down, so you get the corrosive damage bonus plus your 3, which is toxin damage, and then you press 4 for even more extra damage buff. This setup literally makes any weapon do a lot more damage. However, this is a very expensive and late game build, so I would recommend to skip this to the general Steelpath build at the end if you're looking for something simple and you're just getting into Steelpath and you don't have access to all of these helmets and augments and things like that. Now back to explaining. Briefs with Spite is important because this build is really squishy, so put on Augur Secrets, then you want Primed Flow, and you mod for strength and duration. I put on Equilibrium here because I struggled with energy sustain with this build, as this build literally drinks energy like a truck with a giant load. Man. Molt, Augmented, and Energize. Again, it's expensive, but you don't need to run these if you don't have them. Build 2, Arbitration Saryn. Now, you use 2 of the augments for arbitrations for Saryn. Basically, just huge buffs for your teammates. Mod for high strength, a little duration, power donation for your teammates, Molt Augmented, and Molt Efficiency. I will make an in-depth video on the meta arbitration squad, so stay tuned for that. There's not much to say for the setup other than just hold 1 for your allies and use Toxic Lash and kill everything together, as arbitrations are pretty brain dead. Build 3, the ESO setup. This is what most people use for Saryn for her ESO nuking setup. It's simple. Mod for range, a bit of strength, a bit of duration, and then this is optional but highly handy. Subsume over dispensary onto her second ability, and oh boy, watch the space aids get spread everywhere. Now this nuking setup is arguably one of the most important things to have in Warframe. Whether it is a Saryn nuke or a Vault nuke, it doesn't matter, okay? You just need a nuking setup. Why? Simple. What's the one thing that all Warframe players need? Focus. Yes, we all bloody need this stuff, a lot of it. It is used to get your beautiful focus trees that give you the buffs that are highly needed, and hopefully you can not be lazy like me, don't be lazy like me, and farm them up and finish them because they give you good buffs. Don't be like me. Don't be lazy. How to use it? Simple. Go in to ESO, press 2 for dispensary, or just normally go in and throw down your spores if you don't have dispensary. Then once it's sprayed everywhere, press 4 and watch everything die insanely quick. When the number gets low, just then recast it and rinse and repeat. Simple. Really many kills. Good. Build 4. Just your general Steelpath setup that is not too expensive and just practical. No. Remember what I say, if you don't have the primed mods, just use the normal ones, okay? Before you Warframe players come at me with pitchforks and torches and everything, because you guys get really upset when you see primed mods and you don't have it. Just use the normal one, okay? Now this setup is very flexible. I've literally made this to be very basic in this last build because I want you to understand that this game is not fixed. Play the game how you want. Change it to your playstyle. If you want more duration, do more duration. If you want more strength, do more strength. You make the choice. It is your game. An honorable mention is a synergy which I personally first discovered from Tanner's video, and then also a comment from my previous video, the SOBEK, with acid shells. Basically, with the setup, you nuke everything while shooting enemies, because as the mod states, enemies explode on death, dealing 450 corrosive damage plus 45% of their maximum health in a 15-meter radius. So you pair this with Saryn, with the augment, and maybe something like Raw or Zarta's Whisper, probably Raw is better, and you get some pretty good nuking, to be frank with you. It's also pretty good when it comes to leading up towards Steelpath. Now, this brings me to my final thoughts about Saryn. It's simple. You want a good pick for Steelpath and a frame that can do a lot more than just one thing, then get Saryn. If you want to enjoy nuking, a big damage, then she's the one for you. Overall, I give Saryn a solid 9 out of 10. Just sometimes she can be a bit squishy. That's the only downfall about her, but shield gating does the trick for her survivability, so that's done and sorted. Easy, simple. Do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And thanks for watching the video. Let me know which frame you want me to do next. Maybe I'll, you know, sink 10 former into it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be 100 former. We'll have to see. Hit that notification bell. That thingy over there that goes ding. Yeah, hit that.